Okay.
Good. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm going to let Truman sit with me. Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry. Is there any here? Sorry about that, guys. Dave Hemmah here, warming up a little bit. He played his first match with a guy named Gary. And I don't know, but I tell you what, he had a pretty scary looking cue case with like it was like one of those suitcases, the old fashioned suitcase with like all the stickers from different countries.
Oh God.
Like his cue case had like every billiard, like industry out there, like it had a tar patch and a Kamui patch and a couple of other things there.
I really love how Dave plays. Amongst other things, he's a quick player. He sees what he needs to do, takes a couple of warm-up strokes, and it's either going to happen or it's not.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's fun to watch.
Well, once he shoots that steely-eyed look, too, he means business because he has it. We like to call that the look from Dave Hemmah.
He's got good feel. Gets the cue ball in tight quarters, makes good decisions, and has ridiculous pocketing power. Personally, I mean, you really can't do anything with this game if you're not an awesome ball pocketer.
Hey, Keith. How you doing, man? Anybody you'd like us to say hi to? All right. Keith Valet about to start his game with Dave Hemmah and wants to say hi to his son, Steven. Hope he's watching right now. He looks a little nervous, actually.
Yeah.
I would, I got to tell you, like let's see, like it was like 3 months ago, I came in 5th place on the first Sunday.
Wow.
And in my last match, I lost to Dave Hemmah, And I was playing really well that day. I beat Foch, I beat Cy, I beat Greg Harada,
Strong players.
and then I got to Dave, and like for some reason, just because he was the house pro,
exactly.
I freaking fell apart, man. And even though I got it ended up being 5 games to 3. I got 3 games out of it.
Yeah.
But Dave is a sweetheart. Came up to me and he said, man, your game is there. You just gotta start feeling comfortable,
Believe in yourself.
and believe in yourself, And he's a real gentleman, man.
He truly is. He's another ambassador of the game. I would liken him to Max Eberle, who's another just gentle soul. These are guys who won't try and trap somebody to take advantage of them in a bad game. These are guys who, if they're going to compete with you, they're going to say, I play great, even if you've never heard of them.
Yeah. Well, look at this. This looks like kind of a smart shot. Well played. It looks like we got a little match here.
My highest tournament finish was in, I think, 2003, maybe 2004 at a Peach Hour event at Hard Times.
Good hit.
And I played a few people that I felt good about playing against, and then Max Eberle being one of my closest friends whom I played on the beginning of the second day. I reserve my lowest gear for him, I think. Part of the intimidation, part of it is I want to see him do well, so it's hard for me to be a killer against him, and he's phenomenal. He doesn't need a lot of air to breathe.
He sure doesn't. Well, look at I was just going to say, look at our friend Keith here, but, I think I heard a little bit of a miscue, and he's looking at his Q-tip right now, so.
I agree that there is a miscue. Maybe he doesn't use Kamui. I'm not sure. Might want to ask him that.
Well, I miscue with Kamui sometimes.
I'm kidding.
But, I don't use the Kamui chalk. So, I guess if I use the chalk, I wouldn't Because the Kamui tip does not guarantee,
nothing can.
Of the miscue factor.
Right.
The Kamui tip, though, is an amazing tip.
Yeah.
The consistency of hitting, as long as it doesn't miscue, is just absolutely better than any other tip that I've ever used.
I really have been looking forward to getting one. I've been waiting for a shaft of mine to get fixed, and once it does, I do think I'm going to put a Kamui tip on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But on that miscue, it looked like he, not that jumping up means that you're going to, some people jump up on absolutely every single shot, and there are some top-notch players who do it. But he did kind of jump up. He is under the lights. It is stressful, and it could have caused him to feel a little bit of anxiety there.
Well, as you can see, it's really cost him. Dave is poised here to close out.
Wow. God, those are so hard. And I don't know if any of you at home noticed this, but Dave did something extremely smart there. While had he not been elevated, he would have put some side spin on that ball. Any side spin makes the cue ball swerve, and when you're estimating how much swerve there is, and you're doing it in a really small pocket, and I would classify this miss to be because he was elevated 2 shots ago.
Well, he's let Keith back in, and I would fully expect Keith to close this out. It looks like he's. Yep, I was going to say it looks like he's going up table for this.
Oh yeah. Good shot.
He seems pretty confident, this guy.
It's not going to like being on the rail here. You got to still hit this pure. You don't have to play position, but you do have to make this ball. And if you graze a little bit of rail going in, at slow speed, just a little bit of rail is enough to jaw the ball. So I don't want to jinx him, but I hope he takes this table seriously. Yeah.
Wow. Did that just happen, Truman?
Yes, it did. And this is not the guy to give games away to.
Wow.
He doesn't need you to give him any.
Oh, no. It's going to make it 1-0. Dave Hemmah racing to 5 games here, so Keith Valet, as much as I know from him, I know he's from the Redlands. So we actually don't get to see him much down here.
And don't count him out. You miss one ball just because, even if you miss it by a little bit more than what a tight margin of error is, you can do that, and then you can recover and play great. So no assumption of his level of play just yet. His stroke looks nice and smooth. His thinking looks clear. Speed control is pretty good. He didn't risk scratching. Probably should have gone to check and see if the one's frozen.
You mean Keith should? Yeah, I agree.
It looks like it's there.
Is this yours or mine?
It is.
Well, where's mine? That's weird.
I have not opened this, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not that
we're talking about water, folks.
Not that I think Dave is going to hit this soft enough to where the ball being frozen actually matters, but
wow.
But it could. And
that ball floated away.
Yeah.
Interesting that he went for that shot. Really interesting.
Some people might classify that as a sign of not respecting your opponent, and rightfully so. Keith hasn't demonstrated that he's going to have to respect him yet, and until he does, Dave's probably going to just take all of his opportunities that he can.
Well, this is a toughie.
Oh my God, this is difficult. That was beautiful.
Well, he's really kind of free stroking right now, and it looks good so far.
Yeah, he's going to have the cue ball go in between the 9 and the rail to get on the ball in the side pocket, I think.
Yeah, you know what? He's not used to this table.
Oh,
this table is
it's devilish.
It's 4-inch pockets. You can't get. You can get smaller, but
yeah, can't play combos if you do. Yeah, playing off the rail here, combos, caroms, billiards. Anytime you see somebody make that, it's either lucky or excellent execution and knowledge.
Well, I personally love playing on a table like this. A lot of our audience members might mention that these pockets are too small for television or anything like that. You know, listen, I really, really like playing on these, and I enjoy watching two really good players grind away on a table like this. Yeah, he's over the 9.
Yeah, I agree. It is beautiful. Now, see, he had to play to cinch that. So he doesn't have the right angle on this 8 ball, and if he doesn't get perfect on the 9, I'm going to call it for having gotten.
He's going to be fine. There's no problem.
You're right. He's putting some inside on that ball.
Holy crap. Yeah, that just wiped its feet on the way in, didn't it?
He 4-railed it.
Well, 4 rails or not, it's 2-0.
But, you know, some people put inside. Like I've heard that when cinching balls on really tight equipment, especially when the pockets are flared, some people will put inside on it in order to have the kind of spin that turns the ball in once it hits the interior facing of the pocket.
That's exactly right. Nonetheless, that shot does take a little practice, but you're right. The spin, you know, on a tight pocket like that, when you sometimes when you get a little off, if there's no inside spin on it, the ball won't turn right, and it rattles and stays on the shelf.
Yep.
Using inside is particularly helpful when your object ball's near the rail.
Yes, agreed. As long as you don't swerve off and miss it or fail to calculate adequately for deflection, the inside definitely does help turn it in.
It looks like he might be back cutting here.
Yeah. Now, I was intimidated out of my mind when I played on this table, and I definitely wasn't playing anybody like Dave Hemmah, and I know I never ran 2 balls, so if he hasn't played on it, it's totally understandable. Yeah,
we had you on this table against, who was it, Isaac Wooten or someone?
No, it was
Trin Lu?
Yeah.
Who won that match?
Oh,
she beat you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's a good player. She's a good player.
That was a great shot, and if he had the presence of mind to get the angle that allowed him to do that, that was excellent planning. God, that was excellent. Very clear thinking. Doesn't want to have to run into the 9 here.
He's got the right line. He should be out here.
He also doesn't want to have to stretch out for that 8 ball. Oh my God.
Wow. You think Marie sharked him? Announcing the next match.
Right.
She's done that to me.
Yeah. On purpose, no doubt. You know.
Oh, okay. This is no help for Keith.
No,
Keith's he's really got to punish Dave if he wants to have any chance of winning this match. He's got to punish him for any miss that he makes. Well, Dave just like went free and easy on that.
I don't think he left him any picnic here. I think he's got to cut that about 90 degrees to get it in the side pocket, unless he's banking it.
He might be banking. No, he's back cutting. And
this is not easy either.
No, he's got Dave back cutting now.
Oh, I don't think this is. I mean, it could be. Actually,
it goes. It's not extremely difficult.
Wow. And now he has the angle that forces him to pretty much stay on the rail, I think. Nice. Well struck. Finesse. Dave's taking this ball a little bit more seriously than some of the others that he's missed.
Okay. Score change now. 3-0. Dave Hemmah. So as it turns out, Marie has, she has started the one-loss side just to get the round over, to establish, upcoming matches. So in lieu of that, she is going to schedule my match with King Kong on the stream table, I'm hearing. I'm totally thrilled.
You know you can win that match for sure. It is possible. Don't count yourself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I play well,
Yeah,
I'm totally confident in my ability.
Good. You're going to get opportunities. Keep your thinking straight. And
I've never played King Kong.
yeah, he always asks me to gamble.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Especially like if I'm down on a shot shooting. Truman!
If you'd like, you can record, yeah? Just don't bother.
Float this in the side.
Nice shot. How's the speed? How's the speed? I think he's going to be hooked. 3 is hooked behind the 9.
It is possible that he could curve to play that one rail, one pocket shot.
Oh
my God,
I thought he was hooked,
I
man.
did too. Does he have to play the 4-5 here, or is he going to use the 6 to hold it up? Is he going to get on the other side of the 4?
Other side of the 4.
Oh my God.
Well, I think Dave's going to go for this. He's got to really be careful of the scratch and also the cue ball.
Even running into the 9, yeah.
Well, let's see what happens.
Wow.
He missed it.
He overcut it to not run into the 9.
It's really, really hard to cheat pockets on this table.
Oh my God. And that's another thing is most people rely on being able to cheat the pocket to allow them to apply the kinds of strokes that they have in their arsenal. When you have pockets that are just a little bit more than the width of the ball, you have to know how to hit every single location on the cue ball with every type of speed, because these pockets don't allow you to cheat them at all.
Oh man,
he's going to get away with that though. At least for
I think
one shot.
You know, I feel bad for him because he's obviously a good player. Yeah. This is just like when I played Dave Hemmah and came in 5th place in the Sunday event.
Just couldn't get going, huh?
I just fell apart because I was like, I had Dave Hemmah-itis.
Yeah.
You know? Well, yeah. You know, there's a carom here.
There is.
It's not going to be easy, but
he can use the 6 ball to hold up the cue ball and leave the cue ball where the. Yeah. Oh.
He played that well.
Call.
Huh?
Excellent call.
He played it well.
He absolutely needs to run these 2 balls. There is nothing difficult about these. This is where I would put the ball if I had cue ball in hand.
You know what? He's raising his head slightly on his backstroke.
Yeah, I saw that on his first shot, and I wasn't sure if it was because he was stressed out for the table and the match, and if that was going to go away. Or I'll tell you what, this is about as easy as a chance you're going to get at picking a few games up off of Dave.
Dave Hemmah now advancing forward here through this match at 4-0, and I have to admit that you know, 2 or 3 of these games were gifts.
They were
for Dave because You know, Keith had some wide open racks that he just did not take advantage of. It's tough, you know. I gotta tell you, when I played on a stream table first time, I was nervous as hell too.
Oh my God.
I mean, well, not so much nervous, but just conscious of the camera.
My nerves were definitely jangled. It was it's stressful because I mean, you know, everybody is first of all, they don't really know firsthand how hard it is. They're used to seeing great players, and I had not been playing pool at all when I first played here on that stream table.
Yeah.
All I was thinking is don't embarrass yourself. And of course, I mean, if that's what's on your mind, you're not playing pool.
Yeah. Like, what do you think about when soon as someone asks you, don't think of cats? What do you think about?
Exactly.
Okay, what is going on here? Well, you know, some people are good action players. Some people are you know, good tournament players. Some people do not do both well.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Would be nice to know this this guy Keith a little more.
Clearly, David.
I mean, I want to see him. I want to see him win some games here.
Yeah,
run
some pressure on him.
You know, string a few pearls. You know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely on his side. You know. He's got a nice cue too. He looks like he's using a. Is that an Andrew Park cue? No.
I agree. It is nice looking.
It's ebony and ivory.
Looks a little bit like a Bob Hunter also. But he seems adequately knowledgeable, and by the time you've accrued knowledge, you do have a fair amount of execution. But this really is one of those tables that it's just a good idea to get to log a few hours of practice on it.
Hey, look, even Dave's missing the ducks.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. You know, Dave might be feeling a little bad for him, or Dave might not be giving it his strongest focus because he knows he's going to get opportunities. No, he's really, Keith just isn't a strong player, or he's not played pool for a couple of years.
Yeah, he's not playing strong right now. I can tell he's actually probably a strong player, but he's just not playing strong.
Yeah,
he's got good fundamentals. I like his bridge. He's got a good stroke. You know, his stance is good. You know, he's been lifting his head a little bit, but you know, he's got all the elements of a good game.
Yeah,
he knows the angles.
I agree with your wording. You know, personally, like sometimes I like to clean the cue ball off because
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
But just before I break, I do that quite a lot.
And I'm surprised when people don't, because either they don't know or they don't think it makes much of a difference. But you know, when you're playing position, you're playing with side spin on nearly every shot, which means you're dealing with a cue ball curving, an object ball throwing, and you have to do all this with whatever speed the shot requires. And there's no reason to deal with more veer, which is curve that the cue ball has before it hits the object ball, than is absolutely necessary, because I'm going to say that's probably one of the toughest parts of the game.
Well, that's it.
It's got on the downside here.
Yeah,
this is scary. Side pockets in play.
Well, this is, I saw Alex Pagulayan scratch in the corner of this shot during the Jay Swanson Memorial.
Right, I remember that. Oh, my God.
But not Dave. And that's going to do it. 5 games to 0. Wow.
Yeah. He put a little bit of inside on that and hit it like he was up 4 games.
Yeah. So that's going to do it, folks. We're going to have another match, and if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be my match with King Kong. I'm just going to double check. Everything is, you know, open to change here, so we don't know for sure who's going to be on the stream table right now. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. Lots of streams today. But as always, POV Pool will be here late until we get to the final match here at Hard Times for the first Sunday in September. So when all the other streams are down, why don't you bounce back on over here and catch some of the final matches here from Hard Times Billiards. Thanks a lot. We're going to have another match coming right up.